Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to give a look over the Super Action Statues thouzer figure from the Fist of the North Star line. So starting off with the box, we've got a couple of action poses showing off some of his accessories, as well as each different face that he comes with. Side, just another standard pose there. Window box, so if you want to keep it in the box, looks pretty good already. And then just the same standard standing still pose there. Right, so let's get this out of the box and get on with the review. Right, so now that it's out of the box, it comes in 3 different trays. Obviously the first tray is your figure and all the accessories. Then the bottom tray is any additional pieces as well as the stand and the instructions. So overall, just got it out of the box, not really had to play with it or mess about with it, but a pretty solid figure. Looks just like how he appears in this show, mainly in the last part of his arc. I kind of hope they do the one where he's in more of his bulked up armor. I kind of hope with some of the other Fist of the North Star figures that they're doing, they do alternative versions. But overall, this is probably his most iconic look. But pretty good looking figure. So in terms of accessories, it comes with a sword. For the life of me, I can't remember what this has to do with the show. He might have held it at one point, possibly. I can't remember. Comes with his mask. So, like I say, I kind of wish. Let's get focus. Come on. There we go. I kind of hope they do his like more armored up version so that I can have him pose with this. It's a bit annoying because it's a peg and it's meant to fit into this head. His hair removes, there's a little flick of his hair, but it's quite tricky to do. It's very brittle, and I kind of think I might have broken mine. But no worries, both the heads are identical to each other, so if you do bugger one up, it's not the end of the world. So in terms of hands, comes with his like gripping his mask hand. Focus. One for the spear and the sword. 2 open hands, just if you want to have him standing around doing nothing. Another spear hand, and then I think this one's also for the mask as well. So good selection of hands. That's the one good thing with Super Action statues, is you always get a really good amount of accessories with them. So the other thing comes with the dreaded spear. If you're a fan of the show, we all know what this was used for. Hopefully we get some in progress shots soon of the figure that this spear relates to. I know they are meant to be making him, so hopefully we get to see them soon. Then you get 2 action hand pieces with like his special Nanto Seiken ability, which just peg in to the arms. But it's another good thing with Super Action statues, you get a lot of these ability parts. So, like I say, in terms of the heads, that's just a standard one, obviously with the hair removed for the mask to fit in. Then you get 2. I thought these were both the same at first. If it'll focus, hang on. I thought these were both the same, but one of them has a slight smirk on. And I kind of think these heads look better than the actual standard head that he comes with. I'll bring that in now to have a look. So this is how he'll look straight out of the box. I don't know, I think the colour just looks a bit off and the eyes are a bit wonky, but it is a good likeness to how he does look in the show. Very smug and arrogant looking. So, overall, in terms of accessories and the look of the figure, really good. So, as with all super action statues, the articulation is really, really good as well. So, we've got like a peg and hinge, with, well, double ball peg with a hinge, so you can get the arm round quite far. Then you have the same sort of articulation here in his elbow, so you can get good range there. It has a nice cap so that it kind of hides the seam between them. Then it's a peg and hinge as well on here. Kind of wish, because they're a bit tricky, because sometimes you have to pull the hands off to rearrange the alignment of the peg. So that's for both arms. Chest is your standard, really far forward, quite far back as well, and then you do have another one at the waist. For the neck, so the head's on its own joint, and then the neck as well is on a joint, but it's a bit stiff, but it gets you into some good looking down quite well. Looking up, not so much, but looking down's really well. Legs, standard, forward and back, and then they do swivel a little bit, but it kind of leaves a gap. And probably the best way to show the back of the leg articulation, lower articulation, it is a hinge as well, but the top hinge is on a ball, so you can spin it as well. So if you want to get some like really fancy looking poses out of this, you can. And also the knee is like a floating piece, so you can hide the joint articulation there. And then just a standard hinge, and not much of a pivot on the ankle, so you can't really get him with a wide stand. I mean, you kind of can actually. And then it just has a little hinge on the foot. So overall, articulation, I'd say 10 out of 10 on this. Just like with all the other Fisted North Star figures and any Super Action statue. I want to bring in a couple of my other Fisted North Star figures and maybe some others for a bit of a height comparison. So in terms of the height, he's about average between all of them. He's probably about the middle highest, so he's taller than Jaggy and Kenshiro, but definitely not as tall as Varel. So pretty accurate to the show as well. Gives a bit of a ranging height between all the figures. It's not much of a difference in height between these two. Just about a head. And then same with Jaggy. They're probably the same height, to be fair, just a bit, but Jaggy has a helmet on, so might impact. But overall, height and scale is pretty well. Just for comparison with like a standard Black Series Stormtrooper, they are quite a bit bigger than these. So if you were wondering on the height of these figures, there you go. So I want to get them in some action poses, take a couple of pictures, and then that'll be pretty much it for the review. If you like what you see, pretty new to this, so if there's any figures that you want me to show, I've got Gears of War, Predator, Star Wars, I've got some Hot Toys, and a load more Super Action statues, mainly JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So if there's any characters that you want me to do a review on, or a little showcase, then by all means leave a comment in the description. I'll try and get back to every comment and hopefully get as many videos that you guys request out. But thank you all for watching, like and subscribe. See you next time.